everyone, it's Tales from Teyvat.
Hi.
And we're just back from the latest developer stream on 3.1. Who also watched it, please tell us how you feel about it, because we're simply delighted with everything we saw. Most of all, two things were probably the biggest surprise. This is the announcement of an animated series based on the Genshin Impact universe, and the announcement of a card game inside Genshin itself. Personally, we have been waiting for news on this card game for a very long time, and finally it was officially promised to be released soon. I'm most interested in whether they will release an app for it, for example for phones, as it would be very convenient. And what kind of reward system will there be, whether it will be possible to play against your friend, and so on and so forth. Gameplay looks very nice, and if earlier Genshin combined almost all types of gaming activities, then with the release of the card game, it will combine all the activities by 100%.
The announcement of the anime is also very intriguing, especially since it showed Aether and Lumine reunited.
There are lots of questions right away. When will the action of the anime take place? What will they tell us about? Maybe they will reveal that part of the story that our hero has now forgotten. Will they show the adventures of the siblings in Teyvat before the tragedy of Canria?
Or will it be a story from Paimon's point of view?
And most importantly, if our hero is in this series, will he finally be allowed to speak?
Yes, stop Paimon from talking, please.
But we will be able to find out later, while we have no information other than the announcement. So far, sounds very promising. And of course, a piece of Sumeru Story was revealed to us again, and I must say, very interesting conflicts wait for us. Apparently, we will again find ourselves between two forces, as it was in Inazuma, but this time there will be no good and bad. Each side pursues its own selfish goals. On one hand, we have the Academy, a group of scientists who have already proven themselves extremely untrustworthy. On the other hand, a group of eremites who wish to resurrect their dead Archon, the Scarlet King. Moreover, we can assume that behind each of them there is someone who pulls the strings. The Academy seems to be dominated by Doctor.
Yes, we can see him in the video. He is the one who says, "My experiment is a success."
Perhaps he's to blame for what happened at the Sub-Zero's festival. Just in case, we will avoid spoilers if you haven't completed the story yet. Another question that worries even more: is Scaramuccia trying to help the eremites to resurrect their Archon? In the video about the Senora funeral, the Harbingers discussed that they really could not guess what Scaramuccia would do next. And it is also extremely suspicious that the eremites, who considered their Archon dead for so many years, suddenly decided to resurrect him, just when the Academy began to do some kind of a horrible shit. Is it a coincidence? Apparently, the eremites are the same puppets in the strings of a more significant force, but we will find out what kind of force it is after the release of the patch. It is also interesting to analyze the hierarchy of relations between these two groups. In the course of the events of 3.0, we know that the eremites are the people who have lost their Archon because of Rukkhadevata. They consider her a traitor and do not consider her as their patroness. At the same time, the people of the desert in Sumeru are really oppressed. They are used as the mercenaries and cheap power, but they're not considered as the real citizens. Moreover, it is said that the wall that separates Sumeru from the desert was created by a Dendra Archon to protect Sumeru from sandstorms generated by the rage of a neighboring god. But now for eremites it serves as an obstacle on their way to Sumeru society. It turns out as a very specific racial conflict. The ones live in the benefits of civilization and cultivate knowledge, while the others try to survive and preserve their community. It is not surprising that some of the Eremites so willingly accepted the idea of revealing their Archon. The Academy did its best to ensure that these people were not welcome in Sumeru.
It is precisely for such conflicts that I love Genshin. It is very interesting how they will develop this topic.
And of course, we're waiting for new bosses, new events. In 3.1, we will return again to Mondstadt, finally, where we will have the opportunity to open our own shop, and even to Inazuma. And we're waiting for the release of new heroes. Please tell us, whom do you want to get in the first place? What do you expect most from the new patch? And how much you have already explored Sumeru?
Have a nice journey!
Bye!